Couple of wins. We haven't talked about the Canes yet. Canes got a win over Pittsburgh.
The only thing that I wish, and I kind of explained it in the beginning, right, is when you have an opportunity and you are a better team, right, you have to close out that game. When you have an opportunity to get separation, you have to create separation. And so clearly the Canes had 2 or 3 opportunities where they could have taken control of that game and not even made it that close, right? Take all hope away. And it wasn't like, oh, because you're so much better than them, but more because you had the opportunities to do so.
Yeah, the way I looked at it, man, I saw a lot of that reaction too. That it wasn't the prettiest win, and
I don't care about that.
And Pitt didn't have their starting quarterback. He wasn't there. But I don't know, man. Are we in the position right now after you saw what happened to Clemson? You clearly got humbled,
right?
Are we really in a position where we can complain about the Canes getting a double-digit win in the ACC? Like, there's been plenty of seasons where the Canes go and lose that game, especially after a big game.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not, I definitely don't feel as froggy as I did the first 3 weeks of the season, but I'm also just not in a position where I want to complain about them winning 31-19 against anybody who's in their conference.
I got you.
I mean,
the
Canes' antics, like King had a couple interceptions. One of them basically was a pick six.
Antics? That's antics?
Yeah, it cost him a cover.
It cost him a cover.
I would say this. The last couple of weeks, he has made some poor decisions.
He had 4 touchdowns, but he also,
Yeah, he's had some questionable throws. He's definitely looks like he's had a couple meals at the Olive Garden for sure.
But I will say this: besides Clemson, that no huddle offense has worn every team down that they've played. So when you get and here's what I'm saying: when you play that style of offense, right? When you play that style of offense, you are putting yourself in the position to take control of the game in the third and fourth quarter. And so I would like them to see, because you've built so much equity during the course of that game to that team just being exhausted, that when you sense that moment, take advantage of it. You see what I mean?
Yeah, there was some surprising stuff in the ACC this weekend as far as Florida State beat North Carolina.
What?
I was stunned.
North Carolina almost came back and won.
Oh, I thought that. Wait, dude. The same Florida State. We talking about the same Florida State that Miami beat the brakes on. If I'm not mistaken, boat raced.
Boat raced them.
Right?
Notre Dame was in a dogfight with Louisville.
Look. I'm going to say this, and this has nothing to do with my dislike for Notre Dame. Okay? Over the past 10 years, I have never seen a team more overrated than Notre Dame football.
I like it.
They start every year in the top 5. They play Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, right? And then get into the playoffs.
And then Clemson, not overrated. They put up 73 points on Georgia Tech.
Only because they stopped. Right? It's not that they put up 73. They only put up 73.
And against an ACC opponent, not against Bethune or FAMU.
Right. Because they had, 56 at halftime?
It was 52-7 at halftime.
52-7. I was watching just the ticker, right? And I'm like, whoa, Lawrence had 350 at halftime.
But getting back to the Canes though, it's I think it's a fine. Look, do you always want your team to do better? Yeah, but I don't. It's not one of these wins where I'm just like, oh, well, it's a win, but they looked really. I thought they looked just fine. And I think it shows some growth if they could go beat these teams that we always just assume by brand that they're going to be better than Pitt, Virginia, if they can go through an ACC season and win the games that we feel like they're supposed to win, I feel like that does show some growth, no matter how the style looks for them.
I would say this is that the one thing you can take from this game, and like again, based on what Miami has done the last few years, in no way, shape, or form can you complain about a victory.
Right.
But I will say this, that they looked average, but won convincingly. And that in itself is an improvement. Because any time in the past few years that the Canes have played average, those teams have beat them. Or
like
made it relatively close.
Like somebody says, well, if they play their starting quarterback, they beat the Canes by double digits. I'm like, do they? Like, maybe. I mean, the Canes defense, they held them.
I'm not playing that stupid game. You get on Manny for doing that. I'm not doing that.
Canes defense held them to 22 yards rushing.
I'm not doing
You know, like.
No. Hey, kick rocks.
4-1, man. I mean, look, they've won every game they're supposed to win. They got super humbled by Clemson. But Clemson, look, they just look a cut above. They look a cut above. Manny Diaz yesterday, Leroy. What?
Come on, man. I'm shell shocked when you say Manny Diaz said.
I thought he had some good stuff yesterday. I thought he was spitting. I thought he had some good stuff.
All right.
So he was asked about the sidelines, you know, like what's going on the sidelines this year. You know, you got to make your own energy, as they say, Leroy, because, there's not a lot of Canes fans there.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Pump your brakes. Really?
What?
Not like y'all have a packed house for me.
It's different. Come on. Like 9,000?
Leroy, they'll never get 9,000 in normal time. Let's get out of here.
9,000?
Here, let me ask you a question. Is Miami the only stadium where 25% of the stadium is allowed to go, and they can't even get that?
I don't know.
I don't think
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, of all the major universities, yes.
I would say probably not.
Really?
Well, they're also not. Are the Canes fans allowed to have students yet?
I don't know if they are.
I don't think they are.
And a lot of season ticket holders deferred their tickets till next year.
Now that much I know. But they're still buying tickets because my buddy, Dave, he didn't take the tickets for this year, but he bought game tickets, right? So he still goes to games, just not all of them.
Well, either way, all right. Knowing attendance jokes aside, Leroy.
All right.
Here's Manny Diaz and saying that this year on the sidelines, no one's sucking away that energy on the Canes sidelines.
It is so important this year. It is so magnified, and it's not the visible positive energy that you might see. It's avoiding the negative energy. And I think that's been an issue in the past of having, the term, the energy vampires on your sideline. Those guys are magnified in 2020 because you don't have just the chaos of the full stadium. So to have a sideline, and I mentioned this coming after UAB game, we have had really good sidelines. Even the Clemson game, you're getting your butt kicked, but there's not pouting and there's not guys, getting after guys. I mean, there's just none of that in a real. And I think it's where De'Eric helps a lot, and just the way that our offense and defense support each other, and that everybody supports the special teams units when they're out there. I think that's been a real positive as well.
Oh, you better support special teams because that dude Lou Howley, he's got the best boot I've ever seen in my life.
It's unbelievable.
And Borregales.
Oh, Borregales too, but I mean this thunder from down under, that leg that he's got. I mean, you're crazy, Leroy. He should kick Australian style.
There was a punt he had where he's doing the Australia punt, and there's literally like 3 Pitt guys coming after him, and he still booted it like 70 yards.
You got no shot. It's like a whizzing boomerang going by your head. Good luck. But no energy vampires, Leroy. You know who's an energy vampire? Enos thinking about himself. A selfish Enos. There was an energy vampire across I don't know if you know this. I saw Ed Reed. He had some garlic around his neck. All right. Because they had energy vampire on the other sideline. Old Whipple.
Whipple.
Oh, Whipple.
Yeah.
Whipple's an energy vampire. That dude's a saboteur. You got to be partying quarterbacks, energy vampire.
Yeah, they use all their energy the night before, and then have nothing left for the game.
That's right. They're nocturnal.
Is N'Kosi Perry still on the team?
Yes, he is.
Oh yeah, he's got action this year. He's not an energy vampire. He's just energy.
All right.
Especially if he's got the Snapchat filters on. But Jared Williams, energy vampire.
Not there anymore.
Doesn't matter. I'm saying from last year, there are no energy vampires this year. This year we have we have Steaks, we have Garlic, we have Ed Reed, we have keeping all the energy vampires away, all the bad mojo.
Hey, stop.
What?
Stop.
What? Alleged quarterbacks who turn to slot wide receivers, obsessed with IG girlfriends, energy vampire. Not there no more.
Oh,
Oh, he
Not
left
much.
too? No.
He opted out.
Okay.
opted out. Quotation.
Opted out.
Did he opt out because he wasn't going to play?
He opted out because he had to go get his energy because he's an energy vampire.
Really?
Yep.
That's nice.
What?
Whatever, dude.
Manny Diaz, not an energy vampire. So full of energy this year.
Well,
I have to excuse myself.
You want to know who?
wait.
What?
Is this
What?
the same guy that said Troy beat LSU and then they were in the national championship game?
He's not saying that this year, though. He's not saying that this year.
So he was an energy vampire. Now he's not.
Excuses are an energy vampire. Excuses are an energy vampire, but he's not using excuses this year because he's not an energy vampire. All right, especially around Halloween time, you got to be extra cautious. You want to do another?
It's also there's a lot of things that are easy to do when you're winning. So I'm gonna taper that, and I'm gonna see when this team actually has some trials and tribulations, is everybody going to still maintain that positive attitude?
Well, they had some trials.
Because when the Canes were 10-0 in 2017, there was no energy vampires. When they lost 3 straight, right? Then well, I don't want it. That just sounds like another, Fugazi excuse coming down the road.
So you think that energy vampires is being set up?
I just think the energy is always positive when you're winning.
Yeah, but they had chances for the energy vampires could have bit them in the neck last game, right? Could have bit them in the necks.
No,
not against Clemson. Against Pitt. Things got a little dicey there. You had the near pick 6.
Yeah, they couldn't put
could
him
have
away.
swayed.
Right. Okay.
And then they held strong.
Sleeping
Wanna
in
know- You know, they had themselves some steaks. They had themselves some holy water, and they were able to keep the vampires away.
They sell that on TV. Mineral water.
Excuse me?
Pray. Yeah. They sell in little packets.
What is it with ESPN lately? How come every commercial is an infomercial?
Well, because nobody's buying advertising, so they put those write-off commercials out there.
They put that guy who's shaving under the water, which does intrigue me. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if I ever wanted to shave in my pool, I guess I could go get that. Get that trimmer.
Nasty, dude.
What?
Shaving in your pool?
He demonstrated it. He went and shaved. He shaved his face under the pool. I was like, oh,
Low pressure Leroy raining on the Canes again. I'm not raining on the Canes.
you're an energy vampire.
No, I'm not.
Talk in this voice, Leroy.
Wait. You think? Hold on. You guys think that what Manny said
Yeah, spot on.
is what? I'm just wondering what do you get out of what he said?
What I get is this guy. He's like Van Helsing. You know, he goes out there and he sees, oh, this is sucking the energy from my team. Not no more.
You know what also sucks the life out of your team? Losing. Stop.
So Mrs. Ed Rita's blade.
So I don't like, man. I'm all right. All right, that sounds like a whole bunch of, talk. That's like when the athlete has a good game.
Yeah.
He said, the night before the game, I had to do some soul searching. I had to find out what you. No, man, stop.
Well, vampires don't have a soul.
Really. All right, y'all can fall.
You want to know what an energy vampire is?
What?
See, Gators, when they go out there and they're saying, "Oh, we're losing because of Texas A&M's crowd."
That was the coach.
Energy vampire.
Single-handed, the dumbest thing I've ever heard as a reason why you lost.
Right. And then you know what happens? COVID vampire. Got him.
You sound ridiculous. You know this, right?
I'm telling you, man. It's a thing. It's a thing.